Hello, hello, hello. Today I'm looking at a 1541 disk drive. I looked at it previously in the episode before this, and it seems to be okay, but it will not read, it will not format. And I've checked out the switches on the back, and they seem to switch between device 8 and device 9, and that's what they do. I suspect there's more to it inside, and I suspect we're going to find out, because we're going in. We're going deep. And we'll probably clean the head. Here we go. Okay. So, we don't need that, and we don't need that at the moment. We need a little space. We do. So, I will set that aside and turn this off, and in the same fluid motion I will grab the alcohol and the Q-tips, because my gut tells me we may have a dirty head. So, just giving it a little sniff. Smells like it might have been in the hands of a smoker, which could also be another reason the head could be dirty. Perhaps. Alright. So we'll see. Oh, there's a screw. There's not a screw. There's a screw. There are 4 screws in the typical 1541. Typically they are Phillips of a medium size. And there may be more things that need to be removed. There may be a shield. But we'll see in a moment what lurks within this 1541. Now also, the top case. Oh yeah. Oh. Okay, this is different. So yes, one of the switches is definitely to do with the device number, and the other is different. Device number 1 is the one with the yellow and the red, and the black and the white, which of course, no, blue and white, which of course go to looks like orange and green, or something. Maybe that means the drive won't write. I never would have guessed that. Anyway, well, we're here. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe we should have been flipping that switch and trying to see if the drive would work with that switch in a different position. But now that we're here, I've never seen that modification, by the way. But it must be something. But now that we're here, this bottle is not full, but it's not bad, so I'll make sure I get a good blast of alcohol in there, and I will put the lid back on, because I don't want to smell the stuff, and I don't want to spill it. And then, it's not hard. Oh, you know what? The head down here, it's supposed to basically be white with a line through it, and I see on here, it does look like there's more stuff there than it should be. So I am carefully moving this back and forth. Oh my. And twirling it a bit. And you know what? It is rare, very rare, that I ever do a head on a 1541 and come out with sludge such as that. I have never seen that before. Now this is looking a bit better, but as this does seem to be extremely dirty, I'm going to do something I don't normally do or have to do. I'm going for another Q-tip, because while I see this here, and it is looking some better, I think there is more to do. And this could be, of course, from, well, there's a little more coming off, from the smoking of cigarettes. People sometimes laugh, why did you sniff that? Well, oh, no. See, this modification, I can unplug the one thing, kind of, sort of, but not really. But I really got to be careful I don't rip the switches, or rip the stuff off the circuit board. So I'm going to give that another twirl, and a back and forth, and I'm going to look at it. There's still more. Well, that is something. No. Okay, fall over nicely. I do not remember ever in the past using a second Q-tip on a head. But this looked awful, and really, if the stuff is still coming off, even after all that, there might be more. So I'm going in a circular fashion, and then also I'm rotating round and round, and little by little, it is looking much more like it should, which is almost like a, well, it's not like a religious cross, it's like a line across a white thing, and not, sorry, the other line is like halfway, so I don't know what to call it exactly. Anyway, here, I get it on? Yes, I did. Here's the fourth. Now, I didn't notice any dirt coming off the third end. So I'm just hoping that this is going to tidy it up and that we're okay. Let's go back to the rolling motion, and in the end, I'll just go across, a little up and down, a little rolling, and that looks pretty okay. And I don't see any more sludge. Ooh, but that hurt. I think I got a little cut on my finger, and boy, the alcohol doesn't feel good in there. I wonder how I got the little cut. Ow. Anyway, yeah, this is, I have never seen such filth. I will put those up there. I will get rid of those. And I should let that dry a little. Now, what does this switch do? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. There's also some tape here. Maybe this, oh, it's masking tape. Maybe it's just to make sure that nothing that touches something shouldn't touch something. I don't know. Anyway, the head has been cleansed. So, I hope things are fine. I suspect, you know what I suspect? I suspect that I could do something miraculous here. I could yank there. Don't lose the screws. I could move this monitor. And grab these cords. One cord, two cords. Shuffle this over here without knocking anything down. Yes, we're still on the air. And I could put these in. I could very carefully put the screws and the screwdriver just over here by the monitor. I could turn it on. It still does the same thing, which of course is not surprising. Alright, so I think this should work. Just set this up here. I'm going to reach for the Commodore 64. Connect the disk drive cable. What is that? Oh, that's a different monitor cable. Sorry. That is not what I'm wanting. 8 pins is video. 6 pins is serial. Oh god. It's all wrapped up. Oh, cables. Oh my god, it's funny how they can get so pestered in such a hurry. Cables. Alright, video. Going in. The monitor is off. This will all give the head a good time to dry off. So now, let me turn on the Commodore 64 and take the test demo disc and try and load a directory. Isn't that something? Well, here's the other thing. What is this switch for? Alright, I flipped the switch. Is this the device number? No, it is not. Interesting. I see no residue on the disc from the alcohol. So I'm going to do the same thing again here. I'm going to ask it to initialize, and it won't do it. It'll try. Interesting. Very interesting. Well, I'm going to put a line number in front of that. Go to 10. A list. I'm going to set it. Maybe I should not do that with this disc, because this disc might have been squirrelified by the attempted formatting. So I will put the 1541 test demo disc in, and I will run Alright, so that is not happening. So I'm going to take the switch that is closest to this end, which I believe is the device number switch. I'm going to flip it, turn the drive back on, and watch it say device not present. Okay, so I know that we are, I know that that thing is, now I don't know if I have to, yeah, no, we really got to reset the drive. Okay, so I have reset the drive, and now it will be device 8, and it will go and do its thing. And do nothing. So this switch here, what is it? I'm switching it into the downward position. And I will once again run. And it is making no change. So I am going to do, oh, yeah, that was good. I was going to put a line number in there. 1. Print, which you can do with a question mark. Quote. And clear the screen in 1. And maybe also I will pose 5328, 0, comma, not here, but comma 0. And I will poke 5328, 1, comma 0. And I will also print. I think I'm changing the cursor color to white. Right. So in this line, I am printing, clearing the screen, changing the color of the background and the foreground and the letters. And then in 5, I'm going to put x equals x plus 1. I'm going to tell it to print, quote, and not clear home, but just go to the top of the screen, semicolon, x. Now, of course, in 20, it says go to 10, so I've got to change that to go to 5. So what this now modified thing should do is to clear the screen, change the border, change the background, change the cursor, and all this is really going to do is give me a count of how many times that this drive is tortured. And that's what we're going to do. Because what may happen, but I don't believe it, it may come around. But certainly, if I come back to this and this number is just, you know, counting away, it means that it has come around and it's working. Do I think that's really going to happen? No, I didn't. But stranger things have happened. I don't know, as I say, what that second switch does. I don't know. And certainly, like the device number I know is the top switch. I'll flip this now, just to see if it makes any difference. But it doesn't. But it's something. But I don't know what. Maybe it's just, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know. Ow, my finger. How did I get this cut? Anyway, well, this is going to keep working. I don't need the monitor on for that. I don't necessarily need the... Oh, now this one is needing some batteries. It's getting weak. So, I've done good things with the head. Now I'm just going to let this torture away and see. What I really think it's going to end up being is I'm going to have to connect this board and power supply to another drive that I know works, and then see what's what, and then I should be able to isolate it a little bit. But you know, I just had a thought, as I do from time to time. Okay, it's done that 45 times. I'm going to take this disc out. I'm going to set it here, and with great care. I've told many people to try this a time or two. I'm going to take that out. I'm going to take the top off and set it carefully. Carefully beside. And then I'll just have a look in here. Alright, so I don't know why the 6522 chips and other things are marked. Well, most of them are marked with pink. And this case top is not making this any easier. Basically, I got to get in between all these things and find the sweet spot. There we go. Where I can get this chip. Oh dear, I bent a pin. Oh no. But don't worry, I can rescue it. Anyway, many times I've said to people with disk drives, first of all, don't bend pins. They might not bend back nicely, but I bent a pin. Okay. I think it will be okay. Let's see. So there is a 6522 chip, and here is a 6522 chip. Anyway, what I told people many times online is, you know what? Just if you don't have another drive handy with chips that you can swap, switch the positioning of the two 6526 chips. If they're the same. Sorry, 6522 chips. They're the same thing. And if you notice anything, boy, that's really not wanting to come out. If you notice anything change immediately, then it's very likely that one of them, it just does not want to come. It's out. It's just not coming out. Oh. This is where you must use patience and not get frustrated. Aha. Okay, so I'll take this one out and I will look at it. And the pins all look okay. So now, once again, with great care, I will line up the pins with the holes. Oh. Alright, we're in. And I will watch the pin that I bent very carefully to ensure that it actually goes in and doesn't bend up under the chip, which can happen, and it doesn't help anything when that happens, let me tell you. Okay, so we have switched the 6522 chips. Now I'll turn this on, and I'll put this disc back in. And my gut tells me, certainly nothing changed when I did that, my gut tells me nothing is going to change. I'm just also looking at all these things here to make sure that they look like they're actually on the right places, and they do seem to be. Aha, and in looking more carefully, that those wires that I see, I would bet that that is a way to turn off and turn on the detector of the right protect, I would bet. Alright, so we've swapped the chips. Let's run. And that seems to have done nothing. Anyway, I'm going to leave this to be tortured for a bit. And I'll see if it comes around as things warm up. And we will continue. So, one switch, device number. The other switch to disable or enable the right protect circuitry. Which is handy. It's actually years ago. Let me stop this. Somebody from somewhere suggested that TPUG should disable the write protect thing on the disk drives so that we could send out disks that were still not notched at all. And then, of course, nobody could say that we put anything evil on the disks because, of course, anyway, it was just, you know, it was silly. I mean, if I have a TPUG disk and I'm going to put a copy of something on it, it doesn't matter. I can notch it. I can, you know, it was just, you know, some people just, yeah, come up with interesting solutions when there's really no problem. There's nothing. It's not going to make any difference. People are going to do what they're going to do. Alright. So, we'll leave this to torture. We'll see what we find later. Thanks for coming. Bye for now.